Here's a little preview of what I will be using in today's video tutorial. Hello, Rhiannon's Pretty Chaos here for a tutorial on how I do my makeup. Starting out with Sushi Glow Cosmetics Love Note Blush in the shade Dried Blood. Now this just re-released back in March this year in a revamped case. As you see, I'm holding it, using it as my mirror actually. I am just obsessed with this. Yes, I'm aware. I forgot the concealer. I forgot the foundation. I don't really care for that step of my makeup unless I'm going to an official event. So this is how I do my daily makeup. Now you know a girl loves her shiny eyeshadow, and you can't have that without priming the eyelids. Here I'm using e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer in the shade Fair Rose, because a girl be pale. I don't get out enough, but we're changing that. And that sparkle I was talking about? Yeah, that's none other than Sushi Glow Cosmetics Sea Nymph Highlighter. It's their blue highlight, and I have been stuck on this since the day I bought it. And after finishing putting that on both of my eyelids, I grab my highlight brush to actually go over the highlight zones. Can't ever have enough Sushi Glow sparkle. And after I finish up with that Sea Nymph highlight, I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to Sushi Glow Cosmetics Iridescent Coral highlight. Now this one is their green shade, and this I'm gonna be applying to my inner corners and kind of swooping it up a little bit, blending it with that Sea Nymph, and then also down a little bit, because we all know when sleep deprivation hits, those eye bags, they could use a little sparkle. Now, if you can't tell, I am a sparkle hoe. So I go back into that Sea Nymph highlight, of course, to go under my eye and add some more sparkles to those sleep deprivation eye bags. Now, I'm gonna go back in a little bit. Since the brush didn't leave it as pigmented as I wanted it, I went back in with the finger application with more Sea Nymph highlight again because, like I said, I'm a hoe for this shit. You can never be too sparkly. Now that we're at a decent spot where I'm going to be putting eyeliner on next, I'm going to do some setting spray just to get all of this to stay where I put it. So at this point, I've realized my error. I need 2 hands to do my eyeliner. So I'm going to take my Blood Vial brush case turned pencil set for school and use that to hold my mirror for me. Also from Sushi Glow Cosmetics, by the way. Now for my eyeliner, I am using Urban Decay's Perversion waterproof fine point eye pen. And this is the second time I've bought this product specifically. And I do not go out of my way to spend upwards of $20, $30 on an eyeliner, but this one lasts you and stays on you. So because I have hooded eyes, I like to make that initial line starting at the outer corner going out to where I would ideally like my wing to end. And then I like to form a little mini acute triangle, at least at the beginning. Because then this is going to assure that my eyeliner doesn't look wonky or invisible by the time I have my eyes open and I'm done at the end. Now I'm just going to go ahead and do the exact same thing, but on the other side. Now remember, when you're doing eyeliner, unless you want to sit there for way too long, they're sisters, not twins. Shit, sometimes they're cousins. And that's okay. Now I'm going to go into my waterline with Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Waterproof Gel Eyeliner in the shade Blackest Black. Remember, take your time. It's okay if your eyes water midway through. And now we're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other eye. Same spot, same eyeliner. Your girl's eyes started getting way too watery for having all that makeup on, so we're gonna skip right on over to my Bloody Lip Tint from obviously none other than Sushi Glow Cosmetics, and you guessed it, the shade Void, the newly re-released one that is. Now, I like to make sure I get a nice thin coat on first, just so I kind of outline where I want the lip tint to be. Because let's be real, I like my lip tint dark and bold in the end of the day. Now, I've gotten pretty good at applying these lip tints, but better safe than sorry. You want to make sure you do the finger trick to make sure you get any inner residue off of the inside of your lips, because it will get all up in your teeth and you will not like that. Going in for round number 2 with Void, because like I said, your girl wants it dark and your girl wants it bold. I also, instead of going all the way around my lips with the tint applicator itself, I like to smudge the edges together. That way it gives as little of that as possible. See that? That was a clean finger. That is the goal here. After letting that lip tint dry, we're gonna go ahead with some more setting spray, like a lot of setting spray. Now, I bet you guys thought I forgot mascara. Obviously not. Mascara is pivotal, especially for people like me. My eyelashes are not so boom, bang, oh my gosh. So, we need it. We need that volumizing mascara. And just like that, the look's complete. Obviously, I gotta do a little bit with my hair, but this is how I go about doing my makeup pretty much every day. Obviously, I like to change up the colors here and there, this and that, but Sushi Glow remains in my makeup case no matter what. And if you haven't heard of them before this video, I highly recommend you go look them up. They are not only super great for people who have sensitivities, but they're a small local business and female Latina ran. Go check them out. You're missing out if you don't. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Mwah. Bye.